Hi, this is Christy. Let's do another word problem together. Once again, I'm going to be referring to my Solving Math Word Problems checklist. Step number 1, understand the problem, read and reread the problem, visualize or draw, and look up unknown words. Let's read the problem together. Olivia won a lottery prize. When she went to claim her prize, she was offered a choice of 80% of $15,000 or 3/4 of $17,000. Which should she select? Wouldn't this be a nice problem to have? So the way I understand it, she's won some money and they're giving her two choices. Let's say choice A and choice B. She won a lottery prize. When she went to claim her prize, she was offered a choice of 80% of $15,000. We'll make that choice A. 80% of $15,000 or 3/4 of $17,000. 3/4 of $17,000. Which should she select? This is a pretty good representation for me. I don't feel the need to draw it any further, and there are not any words that I feel like we need to look up. So back to our checklist. Determine what the question is asking me to find, and then determine if there is any extra or missing information. The question is asking us to decide what gives her more money. Does this option give her more money, or does this option give her more money? Because that's the whole point, when it says which should she select. When you're talking about winning some money, you obviously want to pick the choice that gives you the most amount of money. In general, we don't give money back to, say, the lottery commission or taxes, right? And I think we have everything that we need. Step number 2, make a plan to solve the problem. Come up with a strategy and then estimate the answer. So, our strategy, first of all, I know we're going to have to make these even. You have a percentage here and you have a fraction here. So step number 1, first thing that I'm going to do is convert this fraction into a decimal. And that will allow me to use it to multiply, and I can compare better. So I'm going to convert the fraction into a decimal. Step number 2. You've done some of these problems before where we have the word of. When you have the word of, in general, that means you get to multiply. We are going to multiply a percentage by the amount. And step 3 is to select the larger amount. So pretty straightforward. So estimate the answer. This one is a little tough to estimate. Here you have 80% and here you have 3/4. Let's go ahead now, just to help us estimate, and turn this into a percentage. 3/4, if it was 3 actual quarters and you had money, that would be 75 cents. 3/4 is 0.75. You've got 80% of 15,000. You've got a little bit less of a percent. That was 80. This is 75. But you've got slightly more money. You've got 17,000 and you had 15,000. So $2,000 more dollars, but 5% less. You know what? I think this is too close to call. It's going to be very, very close. That's actually not a cop-out when you're making an estimate, because if I do my calculations and they aren't close at all, then I did something wrong. So my estimate is going to be too close to call. So let's work it out. Step number 3, solve the problem. There are a few different ways that we could do this. You could say, well, Christy said that when you have an of, I just get to multiply. Or you could use the percent circle. I'll tell you what, for the first one, let's do the percent circle just to give us a little bit of practice with that. So what's 80% of 15,000? Make your circle. This is your division line, just like Elizabeth showed us. Down here, this operation will be multiplication. You're going to put a percent over here, the part on the top, and the whole over here. The whole is easy, it's 15,000. Let's go ahead and fill that one in. 15,000. And the part is what they're asking us to find, the part. Now we get to put a percent here, but it has to be in the form of a decimal. This is 80%. You can't do the multiplication problem with the percent sign attached to it. You have to kind of unravel it. You go 1, 2. Move the decimal 2 places to the left, and you get 0.8. So cover up what you want to find, and your operation is revealed. 0.8 times 15,000. Let's do that with a calculator. 0.8 times 15,000 equals $12,000. That sounds about right. 80% of 15,000 is $12,000. Now we could do the same thing on this side, make another percent circle. However, remember when I said that you can assume that of means multiply? Let's just do that. 0.75 times 17,000. Use our calculator. 0.75 times 17,000 equals 12,750. So, we converted the fraction into a decimal. We multiplied the percentage by the amount. Select the larger amount. 12,000 versus 12,750. I don't know about you, but an extra $750 would buy me a lot of stuff. I would select this one. It is the higher amount. Let's go back to our word problem checklist now. We solved the problem, wrote out our work, we made several attempts, we didn't give up. Double check your math, we could do that. That's always good to do. What I'm going to do is go back up here, and I'm going to just multiply it out the shortcut way. 0.8 times 15,000, 12,000. Check. Now let's do the other one. 3/4 is 0.75. 0.75 times 17,000. 12,750. Check. Step number 4. Reflect on the problem. Did you answer the question, and was it close to the estimate? All right, back up to the question. Olivia won a lottery prize. When she went to claim her prize, she was offered a choice of 80% of 15,000 or 75% of 17,000. Which should she select? So we need to pick an amount. It should be the highest amount, 12,750. Was that close to our estimate? Well, if you recall, we said the estimate was too close to call. And look how close these numbers here are, 12,000 and 12,750. We can be fairly assured that this answer is close to our estimate and is correct.